Hi there, I'm Debra Corey, and I'm the co-author of Build It, a Rebel Playbook for world-class employee engagement. And I'm here today with Mathew Paine from ICC in Sydney, Australia. And we have a really fantastic and rebellious story about what they've done in regards to recognition in a challenging environment. What percentage of your employees are online?
Only around 25% of our employees.
So just a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Maybe Mathew, well, first of all, thank you for joining me today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you
It's
for
a
having
lovely
me.
facility. I'm never going to want to leave. Tell us a little bit about the company.
So ICC Sydney, International Convention Centre Sydney, it's a $1.5 billion building that has opened 12 months ago now. Part of the New South Wales state government owned asset, but I work for the operator AEG Ogden, who manage the building on behalf of the state. So we have 1,800 employees. A large proportion of those are casual, 330 are permanent, and also a very large proportion of our workforce are operational employees, so they're based on the floor and they're not online, as we mentioned. So a very diverse workforce, and we promote diversity and inclusion. So we also have a mature age segment of our diversity strategy, and our reward program is tailored to make sure that it touches all of our demographics across our employee base.
And it's interesting because you talk about diversity of workforce, and we've just been walking around today, and the diversity of what's going on any day is just amazing, and your employees must really have to be engaged to be able to talk to, I think she was saying, a motorcycle stunt person at one moment.
Yes.
Yes, and then a banker at the next moment, so
That's
that
right.
definitely has challenges there.
Yeah, so ICC Sydney is a convention, exhibition and an entertainment precinct in one. So on any one day we may have a concert, a live entertainment at one end, and a corporate function in our ballroom for 2,000 people for a bank, so at the same time. So very diverse, every day is different. We hold numerous events here. We've had over 1,000 events this year and over 1 million visitors to the conference.
Just in 1 year?
Just in 1 year.
Wow.
So very diverse employee base, but also the demographics of our customer base.
Great. And in the book, we talked about, the play that was in the book was about recognition, but as we were just setting up, Mathew and I were talking, and we've got probably about 2 other plays that we can talk about later to include, because it sounds like you've been doing some amazing things.
Thank you.
I guess the first question is, why did you decide to be rebellious? And also, why did you decide to do recognition at the beginning of your journey as you were just starting to open? What made it so important to do?
Right. Well, I guess why being rebellious is the first question. So we always had a vision to be an employer of choice in the hospitality and events segment of our business. And we're in a labour market that's very compressed in Australia. For us, being the employer of choice and attracting the best talent was always going to be a challenge in this market. Opening up a new building, looking for 1,800 employees.
Wow,
and,
no challenge there.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, for me, building the employee value proposition was one of the first tasks that I set about when we opened up ICC Sydney. And yeah, it was really critical that for me, one of our values is innovation and creativity, that we do live that internally, that we do things differently, and that we also consult with our operators, our employees, to make sure that the programs that we come up with across the business suit their needs. So, you know, that was really important for us. Our recruitment campaign, which won the best recruitment campaign of the year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we are going to, don't worry, I'm going to write a play up on that, so stay tuned for that one, definitely.
So we attracted 44,000 applications from one campaign, and that's why I think we also won the campaign of the year. But the team is really very much reflective of our innovation and creativity value. And we also won the HR Team of the Year in 2017. So, you know, with some great programs. But reward for us, very important given we were tasked with opening one of the largest buildings in New South Wales for many, many decades. The largest infrastructure project for New South Wales government in a very long time. So with that is a lot of hard work. For most people, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be part of such a pre-opening project. So reward really goes hand in hand with that, rewarding and recognising people for the efforts and the hard work that they put in to get us to open to market. But now we're in the operating phase, and now it's really about business as usual, and making sure that once the glitz and the glamour of a pre-opening is over, it's really into the real world where people have to work with our clients, and it's about rewarding and recognising those achievements.
And I think it's great because so many of your employees are customer facing, and without that recognition, they're not going to know what good looks like, and they're not going to be motivated, they're not going to be engaged. So the fact that you overcame the challenges of a diverse workforce and an offline workforce, maybe we could jump into the what then. So it sounds like the why aligns with your values, your EVP, which is brilliant. I think that's a great place to start. What exactly did you do?
So given the demographics of our workforce, and also that only around 25% of our workforce have a computer, so they're not really online at work, the program that I came up with was a reward check. So I've actually got the team reward checks here.
Because you're going to give me one at the end of the interview. Yes. I have to actually deserve it, so I'll try to do a good interview here.
So it's called the Bank of Extraordinary, and extraordinary is one of the key words in our EVP. So together we do the extraordinary is our internal strapline. So the Bank of Extraordinary is aligned to our EVP and our values.
It sends a strong message right there, just with the name. People know how it fits in with the organization.
Yes, definitely. I mean, from the very first point of application, which we use the word extraordinary through all of our adverts online, through to their first day orientation, their corporate induction, and all of the HR programs that we've got in place, they're all reflected around the word extraordinary. So the Bank of Extraordinary was a no-brainer for us to make sure that we reflected that. All of our leaders and our employees are able to recognise either peer-to-peer or leader-to-employee, but also cross-functionally from department to department. And we have a points scale of 5, 10 or 20 points for the checks, and various different reasons to be able to reward those and award those checks. Once an employee has received a check, they can either bank it in, cash it in for a prize then and there, or they might want to save it up for a larger prize, which we've got a whole variety of types of prizes that they might be able to redeem.
One of the things that I like about the program is that with the different point brackets, you've got specific behaviors. So there's no guessing as to when do you give 5, when do you give 10. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. It was very important for us to define what is a 5-point behaviour versus what is a 20-point behaviour. So a 5-point behaviour is typically for our frontline employees when they get mentioned by a guest in a feedback, either verbal or a written comment that comes through to us. For someone that's going above and beyond and helping out and using their discretionary behaviour in the workplace. 10-point is really going above and beyond. It could be helping out a department in crunch time that they require some assistance. We have various times of the day where there may be up to a couple of thousand, or through even our arena can take 9,000 people.
Wow.
So we might need assistance at some point during the day. So a 10-point behaviour would be to step out of your usual role and go and help out. And a 20-point behaviour could be around aligning to our values or the completion of a milestone project, something that an employee has been working on, or in line with innovation and creativity. One of our other strap lines is continuous small improvements, and it would be to reward somebody for implementing their new idea into the business.
It's great. So again, it's alignment with values, EVP, the behaviors that you want to drive. How do employees learn about that? So how do they learn about the different levels so that they can use them more effectively?
Well, when we first launched the program, we did a training session with all of the leaders. And before they actually given a checkbook, they go through the training, so they know exactly.
You don't get it until you go through the training.
Right,
That's
yep.
good.
So
Hold
you
it
have
back.
to know what it is, what it's about, and why we have this program in place first. And then ongoing, now it's built into our orientation for all of our new starters. We mentioned in our online learning training, in our culture training, we make reference to it almost daily.
Right.
And it's really embedded in the departments now. So, for example, yesterday I had my own HR team meeting, and I gave out 3 checks in front of about 20 people in the team, and talked about the behaviours of why those 3 people were deserving of the check for this month, and everybody publicly clapped and recognised those people, and they get their check and they get to redeem whatever prize they would like.
I think it's great because we call them moments of recognition. You've created 2 moments of recognition when you physically give the person the check, but then when you put them under the spotlight. So it just continues with that recognition.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
So you've got the different categories.
Yes.
How did you come up with the with what is in each point category? Because I love some of the things that you do. They are a bit cheeky and Australian, I have to admit.
They are.
I really like them though.
We actually went out to, well, first of all, the HR team, and said, right, what would be deserving in each of the categories, the 5, 10, 20 points, and then banking them up. So we've got 4 categories actually. So. And then once we came up with our initial list, we went out to the business and we said, right, what do you think? I consulted with my peers, my executive team and my CEO, and they gave some really great feedback, but we also consulted with other levels in the business as well to say, right, if you were given a check for 5 points, what would you expect to receive versus a 20-point check? And yeah, some of the fun things that we came up with for a 5 point, somebody might be in desperate need of a block of chocolate, so they could come and get...
Who isn't?
Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's one of those days, and they can come and collect a large block of chocolate or a bottle of wine, red wine, white wine, sparkling wine, to drink at home, not at work. Through to the 10 and the 20 points could be a range of gift vouchers, iTunes vouchers, Spotify vouchers, so we can arrange really anything that the employee wants. And then some of the banking them up options, we've got in-house dry cleaning, so we could get dry cleaning, the employee could get dry cleaning for the week. They might want to have lunch in one of our cafes, they may want to have coffee for the whole week, through to arranging a hamper, through to, if they really save them up, having their house cleaned, or having a maintenance person come in. There's a company called Hire a Hubby, and you know, that was quite, we thought, well, people are quite busy, they probably don't have time at home to do some of the maintenance things around the house. Let's arrange that and get someone in to do those things at home, those niggling little duties.
It's a nice balance of physical things like chocolate and wine, which we love, experiences, and then saving time also, which I think is really unique. But I guess in talking to your employees, those are the types of things that are important to them.
Yeah, it is. I guess I should counterbalance the unhealthy with the healthy, because we also have trail mix and nuts
Nothing wrong with that.
And healthy options as well for those that are a bit more health conscious.
And how's it been going so far then?
Yeah, look, it's been really, really well received. Given that our team is so operational, we had to look at a program that would be able to get through to all of those employees. So yeah, the feedback's been really positive, and certainly it's enhanced the culture at ICC Sydney, and that was really the main aim.
Definitely. And so if there's people who want to do something like this, do you have any words of wisdom, tips of what they could do to make it effective?
Yeah, look, I think the first thing is really to understand the workforce and the demographic and how whatever program you come up with in an organisation to make sure that it could actually filter through all the way through to the frontline employees. For us, a purely online program wouldn't work because most of our employees aren't sitting in front of a computer. So an operationally based organisation like us, the checkbooks work. If it's a corporate organisation and everybody does have a computer, perhaps the online recognition, sending an e-card, for example, that might work. So it's really about tailoring the program to the workforce and the demographic.
No, I think that makes sense. I think the other thing that you did really well, and I said this a couple times, is the alignment and also how you embed it in different areas throughout your organization. I think that's really smart as opposed to just individual.
Yeah.
And I realized I forgot to ask you about one of your other programs, which I think you have the golden ticket.
Yes, I
so
do.
how could I forget the golden ticket?
This is the golden
I
ticket.
love the golden ticket, yes.
So the golden ticket is basically the ultimate reward for behaviour, and only the CEO, our CEO Jeff Donaghy, holds the golden tickets.
Okay, he's like Willy Wonka.
Basically,
yes.
Yeah, and actually, funnily enough, we put his face on a Willy Wonka photo at the beginning, just as a bit of a joke. But
have to have a bit of fun with these things.
Well, that's right. So yeah, the golden ticket. The recipient of a golden ticket gets to have an extra day of annual leave.
Oh, that's nice.
Or they can go and stay at a 5-star hotel in Sydney as a staycation with their partner or family, with all the perks that come with that. And it's really about recognising somebody that's really gone above and beyond at the discretion of our CEO, and of course upon recommendation from anyone in the organisation that can say, I think that somebody really is deserving of a golden ticket. And yeah, again, you know, it was really well received when we launched the golden ticket along with the checkbooks at the same time.
And I think a constant theme in everything that you've done is this whole balance. So you don't just have one prize, you can have multiple prizes. You don't just have one program, you've got multiple programs, and I think that really works with the overcoming some of the challenges and the diversity that you have in your organization.
Yeah, definitely. I think with any reward and recognition program, there should be choice.
Yes.
We didn't want to just give out a shopping voucher because that may not be relevant for some people who may not like that. So you know, it's about giving the employee choice and to select from a menu of items.
No, I think that makes sense. Well, thank you for this story. I think it's a brilliant story, and I think it just shows people that you can overcome challenges. You just need to, as you say, make it your own way, be a bit brave and innovative, and it works. So thank you for that. And I guess just in the end, I would just say go out and be a rebel, whatever that looks like. We're all different rebels. Make it your own, but just be a rebel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.